All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Samantha Johnston. I'm the Executive Director and Curator at Colorado Photographic Art Center, if you haven't met me before. We are so excited to be organizing Month of Photography again, otherwise known as MOP. If you can please mute yourself during the presentation, that'd be great. And then I'm going to kind of go through the agenda and some items, and then there'll be plenty of time for questions. If you, when we get to the end, if you want to put questions in the chat or while I'm talking, and then you can also unmute, obviously, to ask questions as well. So let me share my screen. Share. All right. So if you have not visited the Month of Photography, denvermop.org website, please do. There is tons of information. I'm going to be showing some pages this evening as well. This is another website that we run on top of the CPAC page, and the same is for social media as well. A big thing I will say, and we'll probably say multiple times, is the newsletter sign up for Month of Photography is different than CPAC. So if you are not receiving communication, please sign up for the newsletter. I will put that in the chat as well. So tonight we're kind of going to go over festival overview, some things that are new for 2025, how to post calls for entry for those places that may be posting them, how to find exhibition opportunities, dates and deadlines, which is a big thing, and Q&A. So again, here's that sign up, but I will put this in the chat as well. And then this presentation, as I said, was being recorded, so it will be added to the website probably tomorrow morning, realistically. So I wanted to put up these key dates, and I will show again, there's a website page that has a few more, but these are kind of the big ones for people who maybe are ahead of it already or not there yet. January 1st is the deadline to post a call for entry on the website. January 15th is the deadline to submit an event for inclusion into the printed guide. This is a big deal in that we have a hard deadline for the printed guide in order to have it ready to go for the festival. So using the form, which I'm going to show, is very important to make sure that it gets into the queue and that we have the page created and that then the information can be put into the printed guide. And that's also the same deadline for ads if an institution or a person is purchasing an ad. And then our kind of final deadline for events is February 20th, and that's for online events. So if you missed the printed guide deadline, you can still submit by February and then get onto the website, which is always going to be the most up-to-date resource. The portfolio reviews will be happening March 14th to 15th. And so those are kind of, I just wanted to highlight right out of the gate those key dates, and then I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and share some other things. So this is more informational. And then in October 24th, we're going to have an in-person kind of gathering at 6 p.m. And that will be more about connecting and networking and doing all those great things about those in-person meetings that are a little more challenging to do in a Zoom meeting. So we're very excited because this year's festival is the first one in our new space. As some of you may remember, we weren't quite in our new space at 2023's festival. We are also introducing a new equity scholarship for the portfolio reviews, and I will show some information about that. We want to talk a little bit about social media and also not accepting text in photos for the website because we want to focus on having the images on the website. We want to make sure that exhibitions must overlap in the month of March for at least 5 days. So we know that things will maybe start in February and go into March, or start in March and go into April, but the festival is March, and that is the focus of when we're promoting events. So that's a goal for us this year. And as many of you know, that the festival is a biennial event. It celebrates photography through more than 100 exhibitions and 70 venues in Denver and the surrounding areas. I would like to thank Mark Sink, who I believe is on this call. I haven't kept track, who founded MOP in 2004, and since then has continued to become a major highlight in Denver's art scene and an important platform for the photographic arts in the Western region. So thank you to Mark. MOP is now a program of CPAC, and this will be our third time overseeing the festival. We're so excited for that. As I mentioned in the dates, we will be hosting the portfolio reviews again, March 14th to 15th. We will be getting reviewers and all that information up in September. And then the portfolio walk will again be at the Studio Loft at the Ellie Calkins Opera House on March 14th. We'll also probably have a mix of online and in-person programming, tours, receptions. We're going to have a big kickoff party on March 1st for our exhibition, which I am still planning, so I don't have all the details on. I am going to put, because I'm in my notes, reminding myself everyone needs to make sure they're subscribed to the newsletter, so I'm putting that link in the chat. So the way the website is broken down I just want to show again for people who maybe haven't visited. Let me just share my screen again. So we've kept the layout kind of the same, that when you're on that main page, that it's really broken apart by venues, photographers, and visitors. So, and we are making adjustments and adding new areas. So I just want to highlight that the event search will be a place as events start to populate onto the website, that's where you will search for them. We do still have a link to the printed guide from 2023. So all of that is there. Under Get Involved, that's where you're going to see that submit call for entry button, which is where if you do have a call for entry, this form is you're going to fill out, and then it will send us a notification and we will build that and get it made live on the website. There will be a button for events, but we are still kind of making some tweaks to that. Also information about sponsorship, volunteering, internships. Again, the portfolio reviews are going to continue to get updated. You can see the 2023 list of reviewers. And then this is where the equity scholarship information is. And then the virtual session will be listed under the FAQ page. So again, we've been moving some things in the navigation bar, but just wanted to highlight a few of those. We usually tend to start to see the calls for entry start populating on the website in kind of October and November. So if you're looking for things, that's when we start to kind of see that information show up. We will be doing a call for entry again for Nightlights Denver. So that will also be showing up as well on the website. So keep an eye out for those. And again, just the event submissions, that form will become live in the beginning of October, on October 1st. We do ask that you submit through the form, that's the best way. We're collecting all the information. If you're having trouble with the form, please let us know. But when it doesn't get submitted for the form, as we get closer to the festival and so many events are coming in, it just makes it very challenging. As I said, again, with the dates to be included in the printed guide, we just have to have your event information by January 15th in order to be included, so we can get everything to the designer and then to the printer. What else have I'm going to throw a couple web links in here. Also, if you're looking for the logo or information, we have a media toolkit, which is same as it was for the 2023 festival. I did want to link again, if you are a photographer, which I know many of you are, here's a link to the printed guide from 2023. If you are looking for exhibitions, I always say, and I feel like Mark, you would probably say the same, that looking back at past spaces that have hosted exhibitions is a really great way to start thinking about where you may exhibit. Again, that's also a relationship building component. So you want to be hopefully have built that relationship to then have that exhibition in that space. But we always love to think about approaches to non-traditional spaces, libraries, coffee shops, restaurants. Where else can work be exhibited besides in just the traditional gallery setting? And there's lots of great spaces in Denver. So those are for photographers, a big thing to look at, to really look at the website, look at where past exhibitions have been held. Some of those spaces may have calls, and as I said, those will start to populate on the website in October and November. So that's about for photographers. And then for social media, again, please follow us on Instagram and Facebook. At Mop Denver is the Instagram account. Again, those are we have different accounts for the festival. So we are, wanting to post images that are less text heavy so you can focus on the photographs. Posts will obviously start accelerating as we get closer to March. And we are planning to at least post one post for every call for entry, an event exhibition, and kind of major deadlines. Dessa will be doing a great job organizing all that like she has in the past. We will not publish Facebook events for your event. That's kind of your responsibility or the responsibility of the institution or gallery or space that you're working with. However, if you wanted to be a co-host, totally do that for sure. And there will be lots of stories and lots of other social media engagement. And again, as I said, I put in the subscribe button. I can't stress enough that the email list that we have is different because of MailChimp and because of permission guidelines. So please make sure you're signed up. If you haven't been receiving MOP emails, please check your spam folder. We unfortunately can't help with those types of challenges, and we know lots of things go to spam, unfortunately, because we all get tons of emails. So that was my overview of all the things, the dates, the things. So I want to open it up for questions people may have, things they're not sure of. If you haven't participated, questions about that. So feel free to throw something in the chat. Mark, thank you for putting in about big picture. Looks like catalog coming soon. Early bird call also coming soon. And feel free to unmute yourself if it's easier. You don't have to type your questions. It's all good. It's good to see so many people on this call. Thank you all for joining this evening. As I said, we will have, if you're interested in volunteering, please fill out the form on the website. There's there will be lots of opportunities for help with events around the festival. No one has any questions. I'm shocked. There's 59 people on this call. Everyone knows everything. It's great. Can we be done early?
You're so thorough.
I tried to be. I typed all my notes out ahead of time to make sure I didn't miss anything. The biggest is we're just excited to, excuse me, be in the new space, and as I said, we're going to be adding more things to the website. Megan Ross, who's on the call tonight, has been working away and making updates, adding things.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, Laura Coffrin, Valhalla Arts up here in Fort Collins.
Hi.
Was wondering, as being up here north, kind of out of the central location, if there was any sort of way to coordinate events with other people in the area.
Like in the Fort Collins area?
I am in the Fort Collins area, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, Hamida will probably have events going on too, so I would say absolutely. Reaching out to other spaces. I'm trying to think what other exhibitions we had in 2023 in Fort Collins, but I would say those are places to reach out to and say, hey, we want to organize maybe a similar opening or events going on. And we will be promoting all the things. It's not, we will be promoting the things happening in Fort Collins, things happening in Colorado Springs, anywhere, even if it is outside of the metro region. That's what's so great about the festival, is that there's that opportunity to support make posts and share about those events that are happening.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, to answer to that, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
It's it's good. You can form a group in your city and reach out to all the coffee shop who, Hamida, if you have like a meeting in your city, you'd be surprised how many people want to jump board. And so I call it getting a local ambassador. So Laura, you should become the ambassador to Fort Collins. And like Kenny,
Yeah, I could try to do a pop-up
what
event.
we
I like
can
your
do
idea.
for you, but what you can do for our MOP,
Of course, yeah. I just don't want to create an event at the same time as my, co-gallery owner in town or something. But yeah, that's a great idea. And I think maybe posting online on socials, sort of be like, hey, who wants to get together and talk about MOP and meet
I
locally?
love it. You'll be people jump in. Oh, that sounds great.
I'll meet all these photogs I didn't know.
Exactly.
Okay,
And
cool.
and we'll help with sharing as well. And I think, that's the thing also about MOP is that it's the great thing and the challenging thing. There's always so many events happening. So there's always going to be some sort of, and I think that's also the great thing about the website is we try to remind people that like, oh, if you're going to this area or going up to Fort Collins, here are these other exhibitions that are also happening. So check, all of them out if you're up there, not just maybe one.
And the next MOP Zoom meeting, you can report. We got so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so Denver. Thank you, Ambassador, for your...
Thank you, Mark. Will do.
Thanks, Todd. I appreciate you being official ambassador.
Yeah. Todd, you're hired. Prez Ambassador.
Anyone else? Other questions? Was I that thorough? That's great.
Would that, just a quick question, would that
Yeah.
include potential showings or events over here on the Western Slope?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did
I
we-
mean, I just want to that's a really good question. And let me just share because I have this up. So here's an example of the PDF of the printed guide. So again, this just shows you Fort Collins, for example, but Pueblo and Longmont and Boulder. And so all of that, if the events are in by the 15th, then that's in the printed guide and an area gets, we create that in the guide for that. So I hope that helps answer the question.
Okay, because that might be something that the Vail Valley Arts Guild might be interested in, and there's a couple of,
Love it. Sure.
down here in Glenwood Springs and up in Carbondale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carbondale. We have another ambassador, Kendrick. Thank you.
I should say that the only time I was called Kendrick, usually when I was a kid, was my mom, and it was not a good sign.
And to access past events, someone just asked that in the chat. That's a really good question. Megan, if you search, you can look at past events. Megan Ross, is that?
That's correct. Yes. If you use the little magnifying glass on the homepage, you can, type in some keywords and hopefully that event should come up.
So here, I'll do a little quick example. So if you go to this little search glass, and then it pops up a little window. So we'll just type in us and see. So you can see that kind of programming comes up that we had done. So all different events. So if you type in a specific space, those you'll get things within the search field. So if you didn't see an event in the printed guide, but you wanted to search a specific space, you could type that into the search field and then look for that space. Good question. Todd, yeah.
Can I just make a statement? Because I'm sure there are, having been involved with this in the past, might just be something to share to those who are here just as being MOP curious right now.
Yeah, totally.
I'll give a perfect example of, I think it was 2 MOPs ago. I had an opportunity to do a pop-up gallery in Frisco. It just kind of fell in my lap and it coincided with MOP, and poof, there I had a I shared the space with another artist and we had a mop event. And so coming back to the lady from Fort Collins, it's as easy as that, or any of you anywhere in the state to be a part of this. All you have to do is find the space and then kind of pay attention to Samantha here. And you two can make it happen. It's not so
Yeah,
hard.
thank you. That's it. You can make it happen, and you would be surprised. And you can list as an event, and then you get the whole MOP marketing machine behind you to make the event happen.
And sometimes it's just coming to events and just checking it out and seeing what that looks like and what that may look like for the next time we have the festival for you. You may not be ready to show or not wanting to necessarily put work out there. There's so many different ways to participate, not just as a photographer showing work, but maybe signing up for the reviews, maybe signing up to volunteer to help with reviews or to help with events that we're having at the center. Or to sign up for programming. Again, it feels early, it's August still, but soon it will be, more information will start populating on the website, more things will be showing up, more calls for entry. And then as we start developing more programming, we will have that on the website. Maybe you're working with a space and you want to teach a workshop. That's fine too. That can also be considered an event. There's all sorts of different ways. It doesn't just have to be an exhibition. It can be a one-day thing or a couple hours or a talk. So those all kind of fall into the event categories. And then somebody asked past announcements of events. I'm not sure what you mean by past photography. Barry, if you want to maybe unmute. Sorry to put you on the spot. I don't totally understand the question.
Okay, well, that lets you know about my verbal skills. Thank you. What I mean is I'm looking and I see announcements for past events, and I was hoping to see examples of past photography so I have a better sense of what kind of imagery is being presented at the MOP.
Got it. Totally. Sorry. I just didn't totally understand the question. No, that's a good question. I think if you look at the events or so think of the events as kind of past exhibitions. And if you open them, that's going to give you more detail. I would say that there is no one specific kind of photography that is shown during the festival. And each space is showing what works for them. So what Walker Fine Art may show, may be different than at a totally different gallery space. So there isn't kind of one focus to the work that is shown, which is what's so exciting. If that helps.
Okay, no, that is very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you're welcome. Absolutely. Are events required to be accessible, or should it simply be noted? Do you mean accessible like to the public, Raphael? Or accessible from a
disability.
From a disability. Yeah. It just, we have in the form, we'll have an area to note that. Like if it isn't, you can just check the box and then it'll be listed on the event website. So we've tried to make that so that maybe the space isn't, and that's okay too. You can just, say what is accessible and what it's not, and that's totally fine. Carrie Reed, yes, planning Montrose Western Slope event. So Gary Reed, just for those who maybe don't know, was long time at Reed Imaging along with Babs, and they are now on the Western Slope. So we will, yes, make you the Western Slope ambassadors. Thank you. Appreciate you. But that's it. We are here as my small but mighty team in Denver, and we can't get to everything. And so that's all of this helps, is having people joining the calls and coming in, chiming in, asking us questions. Feel free to reach out to us when you have questions. That's what we're here for. If you're not, again, as I said before, if you're having trouble with a form or something on the website, we want to be able to help you fix it. Technology doesn't always work the way we want it to, even from things all worked the last festival, and now there are updates and tweaks, so we have to make changes. So let us know, just send us an email. there is the info@denvermock.org is a good way to kind of reach out to us, or just calling the gallery. But this email, which I will throw in the chat, is a great way, or just our general info it's the same team for both. So, and then we also have a contact page as well for, which I will also put in the chat. So what else? Lots of great questions so far. There's always great questions. Please, as a school teacher, come on, everybody.
More of a statement than a question.
Yeah.
For those of you who are new to this, it's sort of like a snowball, and it starts out little, and then as more people get excited and find venues and places to exhibit, it grows. It's really a wonderful organic growing organism. Thanks, Sam, for making it easier.
Trying,
to connect.
Always learning other ways. So, Josh, you asked where the list of, so we don't have just a list. If you look at the printed guide and then you can search there, the way that the kind of forms we use for the website, they still exist, but we can't kind of keep them still live, if that makes sense, on the main kind of event page. Matt, yes, Boulder Ambassador, fantastic. That'd be wonderful. I just thought of something else. That was a great point, Susan, about how it really starts to, it really kind of picks up steam as we get moving. And I do want to do one more. I'm going to just keep sharing my screen. So this, which I put in the chat, this important dates page on the website kind of highlights those. I highlighted the kind of big ones about the printed guide, when the portfolio reviews will open, but again, listed on here is the kind of community happy hour on October 24th. And so that again will be an in-person event at the space, where, it's meant to be connecting in person and sharing about events or things that people maybe have heard of. And then we will have another event in February, which I don't know that we've put, oh yes, February 20th. So that will be another kind of happy hour event, and we will have the festival guides ready to go. So that'll be kind of an opportunity to get the guide, as we roll just a few weeks away from the start of the festival the official start on March 1st. So this is we built this page to kind of put it all in one place. If there are venues on this website, we sent out cards, and we have those at the gallery as well. That have all this information as well. So if you're wanting to kind of spread more of the love MOP around, please feel free to grab those. We have them at the gallery. What else?
I would like to reiterate what Susan said, and to carry it on, it's just a very fertile time that lots of venues really respond. If you say, hey, there is a month of photography in March, would you like to be involved with this, to a venue, be it a library, an event space, a restaurant, a good coffee shop, the chances, people get really excited. So all of you, in a way, are ambassadors. When you go out and spread the word saying we have this big photography festival, you would really be amazed on the success rate. It is a very high success that people want to get involved with the festival. Especially when they say, how much does it cost? And you say, nothing. Oh, gee. Oh.
Well, it depends. It depends on that nothing. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Nothing you don't charge to be listed.
No, not for the event. No. But I mean like, if you're a photographer and you're having an exhibition, there are probably going to be costs associated with mounting said exhibition.
Oh, I'm saying the venue. Yeah. The venue wants to know what is the cost and how much are we into it for.
Yeah.
But
No, we're not charging for event listings. So yeah.
People, Richard, I saw you were in here. You ran the coffee shops for many years. You had a big contingent of coffee shops going. Richard Peterson, it was really great to have that going around town. Some of the funnest openings. Libraries, they all jump in when they hear about it. It's really fun.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to participate. And as I said, the calls for entry, we don't have any up yet, but they will be coming. And we did, as I was saying previously, we have a card with all those dates, and those have been mailed out to spaces. So we also like to give a nice reminder to all the spaces that have participated previously that the festival is kind of coming around again. So we try to do that outreach early to get everybody thinking about what could happen in different spaces again for March of 25. So.
Hey, Sam, can I just jump in real quick?
Jump in.
Just to piggyback a little bit, Mark mentioned the marketing machine, but I want to tell you a little bit about what that means. So as you mentioned, Sam, to post an event is completely free. We don't charge for that. And then your event is not only plugged into our printed guide, but on a digital, searchable calendar. We then promote every single event on the MOP Facebook account, the Instagram account, and we also do a media outreach campaign as part of this festival. So I'm the one reaching out, basically talking to Westward, Denver Post, all of these major outlets. And so, if you look back at our Instagram, I think one of the Ray Rinaldi did a huge feature about MOP in the art section and featured several shows and images. So the media attention is really on this festival at this time. So it's a great way to get your name out there and have an event and just kind of escalate your visibility.
Lots of bang for the buck.
Yes.
When you're free. And it's that old line, don't wait for something to happen, make something happen. And this is when you really can put on a show up and down Front Range. I'm looking forward with Gary and Babs come up with on the western side of the state. That's the exciting part. Weaving everybody together.
Absolutely. Great. Any more questions from anyone? And it's okay if you don't ask it tonight. You can always email us later or send us a message on social media if you get off this call and you're like, I forgot to ask about. But as I've said, again, looking back at the events that have happened previously is a really great place to start. If you're looking for venues, the form when it goes live to submit events is really important. And you'll see that, again, it's not live yet, but those of you who participated in 2023, it'll be a similar where, we're asking for all the information. So do know when you get ready to fill the form out, we want to know the show title, the dates, the address, so that it can all kind of get put in at once. Know that the deadline is January 15th. So on December 1st, if you don't have all the information yet, that's okay. Just wait another week or two till you have all that information so you can submit the form with everything. And we can kind of get that event posted and not then have to, have it incomplete. So have all that information together. And then, as I said, October 1st is when that form will go live, and then we'll be able to you'll be able to preview it so you can see what's needed for it before you submit it. So am I leaving anything out, Megan, about the form? I haven't looked at it yet since you've been editing the things.
No, it'll be up October 1st. So, but you're welcome to email me with any questions. I'm on the other end of that form, so I'm happy to help.
Great to have a face behind that form. Jot forms. Megan's a rock star. And you too, Samantha.
Thanks, Mark.
Boy, great team, CPAC.
Yes, we have a great team. Well, wonderful. I am going to close this out then if there are no other questions. As I said, we will have an in-person meeting October 24th. So if you are close by and can join, please do. This, as I said, this recording will get put on the website. So those key dates and all that information is all on the website already. It's going to be a really great festival. We're super excited to be hosting again and that it's already almost here. So get excited for all the events. And thanks everybody for joining tonight. It's so great to see so many people from the community coming on Zoom. So thanks again. Look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.